The year is 21XX. A scientist named Dr. Kane discovers a robot that could potentially be dangerous. How dangerous are we talking? We're gonna need a stronger container. For our first glitch, I'm actually going to reiterate a post I made not too long ago. Upon booting up the game, skip through everything except for the part involving the game's logo animation. Wait until you see a demo of the game start up, and then skip through that. Go to the password screen and input the following code. Oddly enough, this code happens to mess with the game's memory a bit, as when you enter it, the incorrect sound will play, however it'll enter you through to the highway? What's even weirder is that not only is your health bar maxed out, but you also have all boss upgrades. The only thing that's missing are the extra energy tanks and the body upgrades. On the flip side, if you went through the code without watching the demo, X will spawn on the highway with no health, and you're unable to move. Now when I posted this originally, I got a lot of comments that were saying the glitch wasn't working for them. I was confused, as I had done it on a Super Nintendo Classic Mini, and figured that would be one of the easiest ways to perform it that would be the same for everyone. Thanks to longtime good friend Pike, I was informed that this was documented on the cutting room floor as having been possible on every version, except the European release. Not to say that I'm assuming most viewers are from Europe, but it's a possibility that this was the reason why some were not able to do it. Fun fact, it is possible to beat the game without these body upgrades. It will be harder, but if you can manage to beat everything, through the credits you'll notice X walking along the highway, and towards the end for his dash animation, he'll have no legs. Speaking of the intro stage, towards the end where the ship spawns cars for you to destroy, if you blow up the last car while dying, the cutscene for Vile will start, but it'll soft lock as you're unable to skip the text box because, well, you're dead. In Launch Octopus, there's a ship floating on the water. You can destroy this ship to beat a secret... what is it called? What is it called?
What are you waiting for? Chinese New Year? Trapdoor.
What is it called? Let me try. That was gonna be my next guess. You can destroy the ship to beat a secret Utuboros underground, leading to a heart tank. If after you destroy the ship, you instead get right to the main Utuboros and defeat it, when you return to where the ship should be, it won't be there. What's weirder is, while in the Flame Mammoth stage, if you stand on top of one of the scrap heads and wall jump up the chute it comes out of, you can walk over the stage. Moving to the right more, and after scaling a wall by wall kicking, you'll see the energy tank, which will look like screwed up body parts from X, and the main room next to it will have a screwed up color scheme as well as invisible enemies. There's usually more to the room, but if you jump down the platforms, X will die even though there's supposed to be a floor beneath him. Now before you wall jump up the hole to progress, if you fall down this part of the stage and then go back and work through the process again, some stuff that was previously invisible will have visible sprites, albeit still wrong. Considering you did not pass through the stage triggers to load the correct color palettes and sprite sets, you'll be treated to this bizarre world. The glitch can be fixed by moving forward with the stage and returning back. Now how about something a little more exciting? After defeating Boomer Kuwanger, you'll have the Boomerang Cutter upgrade at your disposal. In Mega Man X, this weapon is a powerful tool. So powerful in fact that a precise oversight was given its own name by the people that sunk hours into the game. Welcome to Phantom Grabbing. Phantom grabbing refers to picking up an item with the boomerang cutter and collecting that item on the same frame that an object gets loaded into memory. For instance, at the beginning of Storm Eagle, there's a heart tank you can collect by riding the elevators, then sprint jumping off to stand on the air traffic control tower. By shooting a cutter and then jumping off the tower not too far to the right, you want to jump to the right as soon as you collect the tank. Getting the right placement and timing can be difficult, so being able to go back to a particular state with something like restore points can help out a ton. After you collect the tank, An elevator platform will be caught up in the boomerang's hold, and from here you can ride a magic carpet, looking at everything high above the land. Of course, you'll have to come back down at some point. If you move towards the right, you can really screw up the stage background and enemies. But now that you activated the background movement by being in that part of the stage, the magic carpet will disappear. If you instead opt to go over that part, it will stay with you for a lot longer. You can even skip a good portion of the stage doing this. There are more places where this can be applied. In the intro highway, you can cause a crumbling piece of road to fly around violently. It'll only stay up until a certain point in the stage, but be careful when being around it. You just might clip through the floor and die. So far all I've shown you was that phantom grabbing can make things fly. Sure, it might be cool now, but it gets old after a while. But there are objects that the boomerang can grab which will stay in place. One of these just so happens to be a boss door, located in the first Sigma stage. Keep in mind this is very difficult and may very well take you hours upon hours to pull off. After fighting Vile for the last time, you'll have to make your way past a bunch of enemies and wall kick up this vertical hallway. It's here at the ledge on the left where you'll want to have your boomerang cutter ready. Above you there will be 2 dodge blasters on either wall. Using your cutters, you can kill one of these in 2 hits. You'll want to be near or on this ledge around the time the blaster is killed, and if it has an item, you'll want to jump so that the top of the screen will be at just the top pixel of the floor above you, right as you collect the item. If you're able to time it right, the boss door will be relocated to where X is. X will go through the motions of entering the boss area, however you will still be in the hallway, now with the camera out of alignment. Upon being in this broken state, if you use your slide while wall jumping, you can hit the invisible trigger to activate the Boomer Koanger refight. Hopefully you'll fall down the hall, so all you'll have to do is climb down the ladder just enough to fix the camera positioning. Climbing back up, you can then go through the boss door that's somehow there, and Boomer Koanger won't spawn at all. What's really hard about this is that when grabbing the item, you don't want to be too close to the right as you might not have enough room to fall down, and you don't want to be too close to the left, or else the invisible trigger won't be there. This glitch definitely took me close to 10 hours to complete, and somehow I managed to defy the rules. See, mine was close to the right wall, and there wasn't enough room to fall down. Experimenting with the ice sled from the Shotgun Ice power-up, I wanted to try to get it to push me down the hole. And what do you know? After some frame-perfect turns to the right, I was able to get the sleds to push me down the tiny holes and finish the glitch. Let's try something more manageable now. As I mentioned before, Vile, Sigma's main minion, will fight you for the second time in the first Sigma stage. After going up ladders, Zero and Vile will be at a standoff, which continues into the next room. From there you are once again forcibly grabbed by Vile's robot suit. Keep in mind that a whole bunch of dialogue is displayed here. In a way though, you can skip some of it. On the last ladder, if you hit the jump button and try to wall kick off the side of the floor, you can get up to the wall here. Using a slide jump, you can make it over to the boss door. If you wait here, you'll see a very broken looking Vile and Zero pass through and disappear, but you can also make it through the hallway to get to Vile who's already there. If you shoot a rolling shield the moment you gain control and slide towards Vile, the fight will automatically start, even though the text box is still present. If you wait until the action stops and the only thing left is the open text box, scroll through it and the cutscene will play even though it's a bit broken. Zero's sprite will even get an upgrade as a ninja or something. Continuing on, the cutscene character sprite will remain in place during action. If you time it well, you can also get up to the other boss door before Zero finishes his line. Doing so will keep the text on screen until you press a button that clears it. In this case, you can shoot a rolling shield and slide towards Vile like before, only this time there won't exactly be a text box and the text will be invisible. The arrow is still hanging around though, so you can scroll through the text until there isn't any left. But you won't be leaving for a while. Zero's got a lot to say.
Everybody look at the snow in the yard.
How about a couple more quick ones before the finale? In Chill Penguin's stage, towards the very end, it is possible to wall jump up to this far spot and slide jump away so that the camera will get stuck. Specifically for the second wall jump, you want to try and delay your jump as much as possible. By holding right while sliding, if you hold left and wait for just a bit, you can still wall jump, and upon doing a slide jump, you can get up on this wall and skip over the invisible barrier that adjusts the camera. Walking away until you can't see the floor anymore, you can end up killing yourself just like with the Flame Mammoth graphical glitch.
Thank you, JaredsGiantz. In Armored Armadillo, also towards the end, you'll ride a cart which will bring you to the boss door. Remain on the cart and get hit by a bird. When you're hit, you can get up to the left side and slide along the cart while it falls down into the pit. Jump off the cart, and upon scaling the wall, you'll notice the enemies are bizarrely colored. This particular glitch is rather odd, and for me only worked once. Aren't graphical bugs fun? While we're on the topic, you can affect X's charged Buster Shot sprite. For this you'll need the Hadoken, and to unlock that you'll need to have defeated all 8 Mavericks and obtain their powers. Collect all heart and energy tanks, receive all body upgrades, and then head over to Armored Armadillo, where you'll need to be in this area 4 times, with the fastest method for doing so being to die after every visit here. If you come back to the same spot once more with full health, another pod will be there, with Dr. Light donning an outfit the likes of which would make Ryu proud. You'll have collected the Hadoken, which is performed by rolling your thumb from down to whichever direction you want to shoot, and then pressing the shoot button. Going back to the same cart that brings you to the end of the stage, you can fire a Hadoken in the same direction you're going, and then shoot a fully charged Buster Shot. This will make you shoot a trail of Hadokens, which would be enough to send most folks running. These last two are highly situational, as it involves frame-perfect damage. In the boss fight at the end of Sigma 2, you can continue to walk around after beating the boss if you take damage and have invincibility frames once the fight ends. Once the boss is dead, a projectile should be in X's hitbox range so that he takes damage once the invincibility wears off. You'll lose control of X when the fanfare plays, but that doesn't mean you can't do more after that. By spawning an ice sled, you can have X float in the air. What's more is that the sled can have other weird side effects if you release it at a different time. Hell, you can even get pushed through the wall. Oh, but the frame-perfect fun won't stop there, as during the final phase of Sigma, you can actually die while finishing the game. If both are accomplished on the same frame, X will just fall off the screen while everything else remains frozen. Now if both actions are done 1 frame apart, everything will still move normally, aside from this broken death animation, but you cannot progress the text just like the similar glitch with Vile, and thus you cannot beat the game. Even though you kinda did. Well, I think it's safe to say there's a lot that can still be done with an almost 30-year-old game. There are plenty more games out there to break, so if you're interested in seeing me cover one, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and peace.